Hello, everyone. Welcome.
All right.
Where's more?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
Just in time. We're about to get started. We'll just do, or we'll do a window. All right. Hello. Okay. Do you think we could go on?
Let's see. So I think we'll start. We'll go ahead and introduce ourselves if y'all want to start down there.
Yeah. Hey y'all. My name is Madison Pearson. I'm a senior here at PC, and I currently serve as Panhellenic president.
Hey guys, I'm Abigail. I'm a senior and I'm the VP of Retention and Recruitment.
I'm George Crosby. I'm a senior. I am the president of the Interfraternity Council.
I'm Will Williamson. I'm a senior as well. I'm the vice president of recruitment for IFC.
So you want to go Greek. This is our info session on fraternity and sorority life here at PC. And we'll get going. So we'll start just with an intro of some stuff.
Okay, so like Madison said, this is an interest session. So we know that recruitment can be really scary, but also really rewarding. So we just want to give you a glimpse into what membership is like and Greek life. And so Madison and George are going to share their experience they had in Greek life.
George, you want to go first? Or you want me to?
Ladies first.
All right. So I went through sorority recruitment my first year here at PC, my freshman year, and the beginning of the year, it really set the tone for the rest of the year. It was amazing, fantastic. It's such a great way to meet women on campus and just get that community aspect, which I was really wanting and desiring. So getting to meet so many awesome people, both my age and upperclassmen through Pi Chi's, I developed relationships and friendships that have carried me out 4 years, and I know that are going to carry me out through life. Truthfully, if it weren't for recruitment, I wouldn't be standing here as Panhellenic president. So Greek life has obviously worked for me, and I'm just really, really grateful for it. So it's kind of the gist of it. I can give you all more details later if you want.
Yeah, well, whenever I came into college, I had no idea what a fraternity was. But everyone was talking to me, and believe it or not, freshman year, I was about 75 pounds heavier than I am now, and they told me that there was free food. So I went around and went to all the houses, and then finally I found some guys that I really fit in with. It was the best decision that I made at PC, and it's opened up a lot of doors already for me. I mean, I wouldn't be here. But I'm also better at talking in front of crowds because I don't enjoy this. I like one-on-one. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's the best decision for me personally, and I hope that you all have a similar experience.
I think lots of leadership experience, at least definitely. For the four of us, has come through it. And through Greek life, we're all in different organizations across campus. There's typically somebody else in Greek life there. So it's oh, we have this in common. So.
And definitely connections after college.
Yeah, I've gotten my freshman year after classes ended that summer because of the organization I'm affiliated with. I got a job, and I've had that job for 3 years now. So across the board, it gets your foot in the door in different places. So
yeah. Okay. So what are we going to expect from tonight? So just answer some questions about recruitment, if you guys have any questions, and then to actively listen, learn, and reflect to be a well-rounded PNN. And a PNN is a potential new member.
So fraternity and sorority life, we'll start with a little video.
So you're interested in joining the fraternity and sorority life community? We love to hear it. Originally formed to be a safe haven for critical thought, conversation, and debate, it's some of higher education's oldest self-governed student societies. Fraternities and sororities exist today as purpose-driven social organizations rooted in values and stem from a foundation of relationships. They can be classified into various types and structures. On any given campus, you may find a number of organizations with Greek letters. Some may be considered professional, as related to a specific major or academic interest. Some are focused solely on service or a philanthropic initiative. Some are religious or faith-based. Some have a cultural founding because of the need to unite and gather around identity. Others may be social in nature and function on the basis of citizenship. And then there are some that might just be used in Greek letters. Similar to when I was an orientation student leader, we called ourselves Omicron Siblings, orientation student leader. Even though we weren't a Greek organization with solidified values, we shared a sibling-like bond. And that's something people really admire about fraternal organizations. This idea of belonging, affirmation that you matter, that there is a place for you. On a campus, these organizations are typically organized by a council affiliation. They can vary in name and in size based on the demographics of the institution. Think of it like like-minded organizations celebrating individuality and affinity while honoring specific values and principles. Check out the office or department or people that work directly with fraternities and sororities on your campus to learn more on the uniqueness of your council. Here are 3 things to know about fraternity and sorority. Your passion matters. Discover what you truly care about and try to make meaning of what it is that you value, the things that you hold true to your core. Relationships matter. The people you meet within a chapter, council, or entire community could be your best friends, coworkers, or just some cool humans to know. Your legacy is important. Imagine who you could become because of fraternity and sorority. Opportunities to engage in leadership and professional development are endless. At Fired Up, we truly believe that fraternities and sororities have the power to continuously transform the world by initiating more of the right members. And we are glad that you are a part of that transformation.
All right, so there's been a long history of Greek life at PC. Some of the first fraternities came in 1890. Sororities came a lot later. So each chapter is individualized. They have their own personality, their own people who they're looking at. They want to find people that are similar to them, have similar beliefs, similar values. One a little different. There are some that might share the same value, but they're a different group of people altogether. I mean, that's just how it is with any organization, pretty much. So choosing the right chapter for you is where you fit in the best, where you feel like you would be the most valued there, where you feel like you could even make the biggest impact on someone else. And then whenever your values need to align. So.
Okay, so we have 6 fraternities on campus and 3 sororities. Our 6 fraternities are Alpha Sig, KA, Pi Cap, Pike, Sigma Nu, and Theta Chi. And then our 3 sororities are A Pi, Sigma, and Zeta.
So we're just going to go over some words you may hear throughout the recruitment process.
All right, so like Madison said, I'm not gonna go through every single word on here, but these are just some things that you're gonna learn while you go through your formal recruitment. So primary recruitment is what we're in right now. You're actively being recruited by different organizations on campus. The formal recruitment hasn't actually started yet. Potential new member is also what we are right now. You haven't joined anywhere. That's why you're here, because you're a potential new member at any organization. Chapter is each individual, like fraternity and sorority. They're actually called a certain chapter. Like I know, let's say the Alpha chapter, so that's the first chapter ever founded, will be considered Alpha, and they'll go Beta, just different things like that through the Greek alphabet, which I'm sure you'll learn that later. And then Legacy is if any of your family members are in the same organization. Bid is an invitation to be accepted into that organization. Just a bunch of other stuff that you'll learn through the process.
So one, which I'm sure you guys have heard, is hazing. That's thrown around with Greek life a lot. It has a negative connotation, but I'm here to tell you exactly what it is and why we're talking about it here. So hazing is any action taken or situation created intentionally that causes embarrassment, harassment, ridicule, and risk emotional and or physical harm to members of a group or team, whether or not, regardless of the person's willingness to participate. So it's something that makes you uncomfortable. South Carolina state law says that it's unlawful for a person to intentionally or recklessly engage in these acts. with the purpose of initiation or admission into or affiliation with a chartered or non-chartered student group, fraternal or sororital. And here at PC, the Garnet Book states hazing is inconsistent with the values of Presbyterian College and is a violation of South Carolina law. All this to say is we have a zero tolerance for hazing. No organization, student, alumnus, or advisor shall conduct or condone hazing regardless of any person's willingness to participate in these activities. So breathe a little bit. Again, it's uncomfortable, but we don't tolerate it here at PC. Our organization's zero tolerance policy for hazing.
And just to go a little bit farther, each chapter, I know fraternity-wise, and I'm sure it's the same for sororities, we have to go through and read off the list before you even start, like recruitment, to explain to you what hazing is, what it looks like, who to tell, so that you aren't stuck in a situation where you feel uncomfortable. So.
And our organizations, if anything were to happen that makes you uncomfortable, like George said, there are key people to talk to. If you don't know who to talk to, you can obviously come to any four of us. But just again, know the big takeaway, it's not tolerated. Tell us if anything happens like that, but it shouldn't. So, all right, so now we're just going to jump into membership. So a little more fun. What does it look like? What are the expectations of joining Greek life? So. Whoever wants to talk about it.
It is now.
Basically, leadership development, something you already talked about earlier. I wouldn't be in this situation if I hadn't joined my own fraternity years ago. Networking is all of your alumni, current and past, from all over the country. You know, no matter what organization you are, there are literally hundreds of thousands of great organization affiliated alumni. And just because, I mean, it doesn't have to be your own chapter that you're talking to. Like, just because you went Greek to begin with, it means a lot to a lot of people, whether you were in the same organization, chapter, whatever. Sisterhood and friendship. So, I mean, you were trying to find the people that you relate to the most. It becomes a bond. I'm closer with people now than I was growing up all through high school. I mean, even some of my family members, to be honest with you. But community service and philanthropy, we're all about service. We're trying to help out our community, help out others that don't have these same opportunities as us. We're in college. Not everyone else is. So we try to reach out and do things to promote our image while also helping other people. Academic support, there are tutoring services. I know sororities, y'all put on
We have like a competition.
grades. Yeah.
For service hours.
And your grades are posted chapter-wise, new members and active members. So I don't like to be embarrassed. So I always ask people to do their best, obviously. Alumni support, housing. This doesn't necessarily apply to sororities on campus and not fraternities at the moment either. But you can choose to live in your own fraternity house. Scholarships, there are scholarships available. There are chapter-wide and national organizations that provide scholarships, and that varies from organization.
So even kind of playing off this, like individual organizations do all these things, but the Panhellenic Council and Interfraternity Council do these things as well. So like George was saying, with like academic support, Panhellenic, we do study hours where our chair of service and scholarship organizes events for us to all get together and study together, or connecting us with people in our same major to make sure we have academic support where we need it, or here's the writing center stuff, anything like that. And we've connected with y'all with some of that like academic stuff and everything. So. And
there are study sessions, and I know my specific chapter, we have penalties if you don't keep up your grades. Like, we're trying to hold you accountable. So if you don't have good grades, you're not allowed to come out to the house. You can't socialize, be a part of one of the perks of being in an organization. So
all this to say, it's a support system in every aspect you could ever think of, both socially, emotionally, academically, anything and everything. There are people there behind you, backing you, and helping you get through anything you may need help with. And we have another video.
Are you getting ready to start your first year of college this fall? And are you completely baffled about how you're supposed to build friendships, find your own way from home, and get involved on campus during a global pandemic? I mean, seriously, you have to wear a face mask, stay 6 feet away from all those good-looking folks on the quad, and somehow learn organic chemistry through a Zoom meeting? Are you kidding me? This is unfair. All the adults in you spent last year convincing you to go away to college because of all the wild times and crazy memories, and that you meet the people that would eventually stand up at your wedding. How is that supposed to happen? During the wait at the counter at the hand sanitizer station? I get it. This is a strange stuff. But let me give you some assurance and some advice. My name is Matt, by the way. I work professionally with college students and with college student organizations all across America. I'm here on the college campus today, and I know that's a luxury. I know that many of you won't even get to spend much time on your campus this fall. But just because things are different this year doesn't mean you can't have the full college experience you're dreaming of. Students who are successful in college, students who don't drop out, students who find happiness and fulfillment while they're in college, they have two things in common. They find their people, they find their purpose. When students have a friend group, when students find a reason to get out of bed in the morning that goes beyond getting good grades, those are the students who thrive in college. There's lots of research to actually back all that up. But students who just come to class and go back home, or in the case of this year, students who roll out of bed and log into their Zoom, often don't and won't succeed. Listen, this is important. You can absolutely find your people, and you can absolutely find your purpose in this strange, pandemic-filled, virtual collegiate world. Here's my biggest piece of advice. Join a group. I know some groups won't be able to meet in person. I know some groups won't be able to get to do the things they normally get to do. Join those groups anyway. Join a sorority or a fraternity. Join an advocacy group about a social cause that matters to you. Join a service club. Join student government. Join a gaming club. Join a sports team fan club. Join a club. I was looking on the internet recently, and I learned that there is a college student organization about knitting and crocheting called, gosh darn it, there's another club called the Yelling Club. That, you know what they do? They go to a highway overpass and yell. There are clubs about watching bad movies together. There are clubs about cupcake obsessions. There are clubs that celebrate gag culture. That's cool. Don't like those? Start your own. Join a group. Start a group. Just get grouped up. Listen, I found my home in the fraternity sorority. That's what worked for me. Membership in a Greek-led organization changed my life. It not only gave me my people, but it connected me to a purpose that was greater than what the average student could experience. It was so worth it to step outside my comfort zone and join a group that would support me and challenge me for the rest of my life. You do you, though. Find your people, find your purpose, especially this year. Now more than ever, we need each other. Something I learned a long time ago is that when humans gather together, especially when young people gather together, we are powerful. You are powerful. We need to gather together this year to care for each other, to care for a world that desperately needs our help.
So now we're going to jump into what this whole process is. Like, what is formal recruitment? So let's define it. Basically, like Will said earlier, formal recruitment is what's happening now. It's the more structured process to joining an organization. So that's what we're doing right now, right here. And our recruitment schedule, I think Abigail talked about the women's schedule a little earlier. So sorority recruitment will be from Thursday, September 3rd through Sunday, September 6th. Then there's a week gap, and then it picks up Saturday, September 12th, and Sunday, September 13th. And y'all can probably elaborate more on the guys. But fraternity recruitment is Sunday, September 20th to Friday, September 25th. So in individual orientation sessions, we'll dive into like the specifics of this is what we're doing this day and this day and this day. But this is just kind of a mark your calendars. These are the dates we're looking at. And now recruitment tips and tricks.
So make sure you like ask the right questions. So decide what's important to you, what you're looking for in a chapter, and do your research before. Maybe go on their Instagram or their Facebook if they have one. Do some research, see which one fits for you, and don't be afraid to ask the chapter questions. They're actually wanting you guys to ask questions. So yeah, just ask the right questions.
We also, at least for the women, we give a list of questions you can potentially ask. So don't let that be like, what questions do I ask? Another thing, which you'll hear this a lot, at least in our world, I've not been through fraternity recruitment, so I'm not sure, but keep an open mind. So it's really easy to develop preconceived notions of chapters before you even meet their members. So just remember and remind yourself that each chapter is valuable. They're part of this PC community and they add to it. And whether you choose to join that chapter or not, you'll continue to interact with those men and women throughout campus, through other organizations, through the Greek life community. So work, especially during recruitment and before, to get to know them as a chapter so you can maintain that relationship throughout your undergrad membership. It doesn't benefit you in your life to be closed-minded, which through this process, I learned a little more. So recruitment's no different. Just be as open to the conversations and the experience as a whole as you can, and you'll get the most from it for sure.
Here we go. All right, so just like I said, kind of know what you want. I mean, you go into recruitment, you don't really know what to expect, and I know it's like a weird time for all of us. It was super weird when we went through, like George, first he even knew what a fraternity was, and he guaranteed he wasn't the only one. I was going through that, so just know what you want in a Greek organization. Know what you're looking for and what you want to accomplish in college. These are your 4 years. Everyone says these are the best 4 years of your life, and it's true. I mean, we're the old people on campus, and it's definitely been the best 4 years, at least in my opinion, just because I mean the people in your chapter are great, but also go to a small school, you're gonna see other people around everywhere. I see George really 50 times a day is what it feels like. You're gonna see the people everywhere. So just know what you want when you go in. Like I said, the more clarity you have around what you're looking for, the more likely you are to make the best possible decision. And like I said, don't have any preconceived notions. Don't listen to if you hear some other like rumors about other people. Just see for yourself, because someone might be telling you one thing, but you only know what you want. That's really the most important part of it. So just keep in mind what you're looking for, what friends you kind of want to have, and what do you think joining what organization, not just Greek life, but anything is going to try to allow you to get the most out of these 4 years. So like I said, don't let others decide for you what feels right. Make your own choice, and that's what this whole process is for.
So well said.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And I think this is our last tip and trick for the moment, but be confident. Being confident as in what do you offer this chapter or any chapter and how you will make a positive contribution to their organization. It's no different than a job interview. You go in and know what you want, be confident, and display that because you're trying to show chapters why they should want you in their organization. Be straightforward, look the members in the eye, we can't really give firm handshakes because of COVID, but that elbow bump, whatever. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It's really easy to get kind of swept up in the process and then be like, oh, I should have asked this. If you think of it, do it. And anything that's going to help you evaluate the chapter. And be willing to share what you think and what might make you a good fit for their chapter. The confidence you give helps you stand out. And then they notice these things. Before being here, we all went through the chapter side of recruitment. So we can honestly probably all say these are really important. Having confidence is one of those things that's he or she knows what they want. I like that. So
I'm going to add one more thing. So a lot of people, one thing that is super key in this process is don't just follow your friends. In this case, if you have a bunch of friends going in, they're all going one, let's say fraternity, just make it easier. But they're going one fraternity, and you're like, well, I guess I want to follow those people just because I hang out with them, just because they live in my hall. don't be like that. It's, I mean, you need to find the best decision for you in this case. I mean, if y'all go to the same fraternity, sorority, great. It'll work out, but make sure you know what you want. If like it seems a little skeptical, like they're all pushing one way, don't be afraid. Just like, hey, I'm kind of thinking somewhere else. I mean, you're still gonna see them all the time. You're still gonna be good friends with them. Like, at the end of the day, it's your decision. So I just want to add that.
And that's really how we were freshman year. I mean, we were friends after I got to know them. I mean, but I mean, we became friends, and our friends group just kind of split, went different fraternities, and that's absolutely okay. I mean, we still hang out, we still do stuff together.
I mean, my roommate for the first 2 years in a different fraternity. It doesn't matter. You can't avoid each other at a small school like this. So
They'll still be friends with
you
you
just do it.
Yeah.
if you
I
go
mean-
into another sorority or fraternity. Like, and if they don't, then they're not your true friends. So don't follow your friends.
It's kind of dark. But I will say that for a lot of people in chapters already, this is just as scary for us as it is for y'all,
Stress the time, bro.
because we are trying to build our chapter. Y'all are just now getting to learn what each one is about. It's kind of a short time period to make a decision, but just be social. And that was one of the things that was big for me. Was I was kind of timid and shy. I always stood in the back, didn't really talk to anyone until recruitment. They pulled me out and they were asking me questions, and then I just started firing them back. And then we really do appreciate that. Whenever you start asking questions about us, and we see that you're interested, and we are ultimately the ones that are going to be a part of the decision of whether we want you in our organization or not. So the more that you interact with us, the more that you're going to be on our mind whenever it's time to make that decision. So just keep that in mind as well.
And we have Meet the Groups on Sunday. So tell your friends. It's a good opportunity to meet all the chapters and just talk to them and ask questions and everything. So.
That's pretty much the exact same thing that went on the other day with all those other organizations. We're out there like in front of GDH and stuff, like near Clinton and all that, but it's just all
It's
the
just Greek
fraternities
life.
and sororities.
So you'll get to see our whole Greek community interacting with one another, which is also something super awesome and just unique about Greek life. Is none of us, I mean, we were all somewhat friends before Greek life, but now like through positions we've gained and like spending time doing community service projects and all this stuff together, like we're all a lot closer, especially the four of us. Like we've been going back and forth with recruitment stuff for weeks at this point. So like you definitely find friends for life through, like the video said, finding your groups. And obviously we all hope Greek life is a part of that as well. So Meet the Greeks will be really good though, to see the entire Greek life community interacting with one another. We all like hanging out and seeing each other. So yeah.
Don't feel pressure to feel like you have to join
Yeah,
any
don't.
organization either. If you can go through recruitment and at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think this is for me. That's totally fine. There's no matter what, you'll gain a lot of respect for that. Honestly, you have my respect at least. Like, if it's something, I mean, it's going to be a part of your life, really. So it's not something you're fully committed to. I would say like maybe give it a shot. Like if it's not, it's totally fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So many people do it every single year.
And to be honest with you, I would rather you sit back, wait to make your decision instead of joining and then dropping out and then saying, well, I've changed my mind. I actually would like to do it. That does make a little bit of a difference. But again, no pressure. Do whatever you feel is best.
Also, I'm just going to go ahead and say we have a frequently asked question portion, and we just hit on like almost all those questions, y'all.
You guys still went hard. I was gonna shine.
Oh, one more, which we've already kind of hit on. I'll just say this one real quick, or Abigail, do you want to?
Just be yourself. Like you don't have to be fake. You just be yourself. They're gonna love you the way you are. So.
All right, so like I said, we've already hit on like a lot of our frequently asked questions. As y'all can tell though, like we are all very passionate about Greek life because I could talk about it forever. Like it has really made our college undergrad experiences so much more valuable and memorable. So we'll just kind of jump through these two.
All right. So for some reason, they chose me to talk about money. So y'all have to understand that if you join an organization, that you are going to have to pay your dues. And that is so that you're able to have events, food, housing for some of us.
Sisterhood, brotherhood.
Sisterhood, brotherhood,
whatever.
philanthropy, you're building up for a greater cause, and each fraternity and sorority has interns. I don't know about sororities.
Yeah,
we do.
Through the school and nationals.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, we pay a lot of money in insurance just so that we don't get sued, and so that y'all can have open events with alcohol once you're 21. And anyway, so the average new member yearly cost is $1160. Active members, which means that after your freshman year, once you've been initiated, then it goes down to $937. That's for sororities. Fraternities are a little bit cheaper. It's just how it is. $980, $760 after you've been initiated.
And each chapter, obviously, this is just an average, is different. So if you're curious, you can ask them. They're open and they'll
Ask
tell
them
you
specifically,
what
what do
you're
y'all
doing.
think?
If you ask, they have to tell you.
Yeah.
It's not some hush hush secret. Like, they should want to tell you, these are our dues. During like in-person recruitment, they'd be posted in the room so you could see them. Again, they should show them. If not, let us know and we'll make sure we
We'll
get
tell
back
you.
to you.
And if they don't, be a little leery. You probably don't want to. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say, you notice that the first year costs more than every other year after that, and that's because of initiation fees with your national organization. It costs a little bit more to have a new member than it does just regular.
And your badge fees too.
Yeah. Think of it, I know I'm the first person in my family to go Greek. My mom encouraged me to go Greek, and I was like, oh, but like I'm worried about paying dues. She was like, it's an investment. It's just like college. You're going to get things out of this that you wouldn't otherwise get. And that made me feel a lot better because my parents have helped me with my dues, thankfully, now that I have a job and everything, like I pay for my dues. But knowing just, again, I still remind myself, I'm like, it's an investment. And looking at everything I've gotten out of it, definitely got my money's worth. If that's any, just kind of, phew. Because I know I saw prices freshman year and I was like, oh, no. But here I am.
And remember, there are scholarships through your own organization
Yes.
and nationals and INC and Panhellenic. I mean, they're out there. And for my chapter, I know specifically, and I'm sure you all are the exact same, is alumni are willing to help you if you get into a bind. They're willing, they'll give you a job opportunity, come by. You work for them a little bit. It could be sorting, filing, or actually, for us, it's physical labor. But still, they'll help you with your dues. So, I mean, there are ways to pay for it, not just you working your ass off or getting your parents to. And so, don't worry about the money. Like, obviously, you know that you have to pay it. But
So something we kind of hit on through talking about like confidence and everything. So what do chapters look for in new members? This is a question that I know I was like, well, what are they looking for? Like, what do they want me to be like? Every chapter has different criteria, which is why it's important to ask them what they value in a potential new member. So generally chapters value past performance and leadership roles. So like in clubs or organizations, they like to see that you're academically motivated and you can balance doing extracurriculars with academics or like a part-time job, anything to show that you're well-rounded, really. They want people who demonstrate confidence in that high character and carry themselves in a way that exudes that. They want people who want to be there. So like George said, asking questions, engaging, like show like, hey, like I'm interested in you. That's one reason you're interested in me. And they want people who desire to make the organization better. That is like probably one of my biggest things is when I was going through Greek life, I think, Will, you hit on it. Where can I make the most impact? Like I'm all about making things better and leaving a mark. Like where can I do that? Chapters look for that. They want people that want to make a difference and to help the organization grow and all of those great things, which you all have.
So if I go through recruitment, am I obligated to join a chapter? Will I stole my spotlight and talk about this? But you don't have to join a chapter. You just go through it, make some friends, see which one you like, you don't have to go through all the way. And then if I'm a legacy, what do I need to know? So being a legacy doesn't guarantee you a bid. But however, if you make chapters where you're a legacy, they may consider this in the selection of your invites back. So
Kind of playing off that, I know like every chapter has a different legacy policy. So usually it's a close family member, but what they define as a close family member may vary. So like with that, like some sororities consider like aunts a close family member, but others don't. So things like that. If you're a legacy though, like you'll know or let us know.
yeah, you should fill it out on the form if you were.
All right, so what does accepting a bid entail? So an offer bid, you sign accept, you're committing yourself to that organization and the new member education process throughout it. So is everyone guaranteed a bid membership? No, that's not all true. All the organizations will vote on it when the time comes. So not everyone's gonna get one, but I mean you hope you get one, but it doesn't happen. I'll say everyone, like most likely probably not gonna get a bid from every single one. But like that's just how it is because sometimes you just click better than others, and that's totally fine. So during the recruitment process and beyond, any resources available for support on campus, like we mentioned, a bunch, fraternity and sorority advisor, which is Marissa, although she might have been checking everyone in up there. But if you have any advice, any questions involving this, please go to her. She's like our boss in that case, so we go to her for a lot of questions, and she's great. And that can be anyone, any counselor or anyone like us, like an upperclassman who's gone through the process. Just don't be afraid to talk to us. Your RA is always someone who you can talk to. I believe they're undervalued in that case. I know you probably know about that, but I think they're a great person to talk to. That's why they do that. That's why you get paid to do that. And any center on campus, just take advantage of this. Small school, like I said, so a lot of opportunities for you. They really want the best for you. And they know exactly who you are. That's in this school, really anything.
I do want to play off of that. And going back to what we were saying earlier, you need to form your own opinions because there are a lot of rumors out there. I mean, even this week, I've heard 15 different people say, well, I heard this chapter is like this or this chapter is like that. Form your own opinion. You go out, you talk to those people. I mean, of course, take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, but be there, engage with people, see what they're really like. Because I've heard a lot of stuff about my own chapter that isn't true, and it does piss me off, but I can never trace it back. Anyway.
Yeah, so just don't.
So just be active, talk to everyone, and don't close someone off entirely because that might be the one that you fit in the best, but just because you trusted someone else's work. So.
Yeah, and you can hear all these stereotypes, but they're not true. Like PC's like a bubble, so like we're so different than all the other schools. So just keep an open mind.
All right, so kind of in conclusion, oh, we have another video.
Another video.
We like 5 minutes.
All right, so it's all in conclusion. We hope they have pretty much a good understanding of what Greek life is, what it's like here on PC, and we're gonna talk about this.
So the first bullet,
Yeah.
I got the second one. When chapter membership is done right, it will be a transformative experience in the most positive way.
So, as we've all kind of shared our experiences in some way or form, you can see the college Greek life experience has been integral to our college careers. and it's going to carry us beyond this. With the right mindset, your experience can and will be the same, if not better. You spend so much time outside of the classroom, so you want to look back on college and be like, that's where I spent my time. That's who I hung out with. Those are the people, like I think one of the videos said, that are going to be my wedding. Like, all of those things, like the friendships are for life. So,
Yeah, so overall, going Greek is an amazing experience. So if you haven't already signed up, go sign up.
so that's the presentation kind of part, but we want to make sure y'all have the chance to ask us any questions you have, or any like way we can help y'all through the process, or with anything else. That goes not only for people in this room, but who are watching on Google Meet right now. So what else can we tell y'all more about or elaborate on?
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I've seen, especially for stories, I've seen all the Instagram pages and all that, and I've really tried to get to know each one. But how do I know the core values of each one? Like, how do I know which one, like, what this story stands for and what this one stands for? Because that's what I'm confused about. I can't figure out which one goes to what.
Yeah, so this is a good chance at Meet the Greeks. You can ask them. You can say, like, what are your values? Or during recruitment, they'll talk about it. There's like different nights that they talk about, like, philanthropy. Yeah, they'll explain exactly what they value in their points.
If they don't like explicitly say it, you'll pick up on it through going through recruitment, because I know you're registered. So like just through conversations and things you have, again, if it's not explicitly said, it's like, I think it's this and this is why. So it'll make more sense then through the process.
And if you don't know, then you can ask them or you can ask us.
Yeah, we know. We're good with it.
I'd also encourage, like, literally just look up on the internet, just any of the sororities, and so they have all the same. They have all the same values. Like, I know every chapter is different, but deep down they have the exact same core values as all the other
So
chapters.
it goes to like each university across, it's all the same sort of values for each.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a national or international organization, and then everything under that is taught the exact same way.
Yeah.
It's not like our chapter, like, we just decided it was going to be this.
Yeah.
It was brought
That
upon.
makes sense.
Like every other chapter in, like, the country has the exact same ones.
Yeah. Another thing our awesome advisor just threw in the group chat is when you sign up for recruitment, you did the I value assessment, right? That said, these are what we think your values could be. The chapters also have that. So they'll start lining up and things like that. You'll see it. So what else can we tell you more about?
For the recruiter video, do we submit that in that website we signed up for? Is that I value test on the week?
You can just email it to me. Yeah, I'm the one that sends y'all those emails. So yeah, just send it to me, and I'll get it.
Go ahead.
I value
Oh,
No.
you're good.
Yeah.
Not for fraternities.
You just taught us. We're very
Show
simple. I don't understand the beast of paneling recruitment. You literally talk to any chapter member, one of us. I mean, you can ask us questions. We're going to answer it as truthfully as we
We're in
can.
charge of this.
I mean,
That says something.
Yeah, and there are certain things that chapters keep closed, and I mean, but it's nothing bad. And it's just whatever our core values are. If it's not open to the public yet, then I mean, we'll just make it more.
Yeah.
And each organization has a philanthropy, so you'll learn more about that and what they are passionate about.
Where is
In front of GDA.
Same spot.
Yeah,
same spot as
East
ours.
Plaza.
Sunday,
6 to 8.
This Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
What else? Anything and
With
everything.
the email, because I've already sent my video.
Yeah.
But just make sure you got it.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I already left it.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
Thank you.
Yes, it was very. I was like impressed. Sunday, Meet the Greeks.
Versus third, so it's my turn. What else, y'all? It can be anything. If there's questions, if you want to hear more about our experiences, like anything and everything. It's totally fine if you don't have questions. Like, don't feel like you have to, but.
I mean, you're welcome to leave if you've been satisfied. But
Huh?
Prepared for like recruitment or anything like that? Like,
that you individually have to?
you know, like,
No.
I have a friend that she's going for freshman. She has like all this, like resume set up, like all that.
Whole different ballgame.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, you're
Again,
good.
sororities, I don't understand.
Y'all are simple.
Yeah,
You just show up here.
or Zoom, I think it's Zoom now.
Alright.
Yeah, and I
What
mean,
about recommendation
We'll
letters?
get a lot of
When
information
when
on
do
it.
we need to get those?
If you
sent out?
decide to get those.
I don't
Do you know
know
anything
that
about recommendations? Marissa, do you know anything about?
Is that how you spell it?
Recommendation letters?
Okay, they vary from chapter to chapter. So,
Maybe reach out to,
we could,
if you want to send it to me and then I can,
we can
Distribute
connect it to chapters. I think alumni submit letters of recommendation through the national organization. So whoever's having, like whoever you're having write your letters should send it out. It's been 4 years since we had to worry about that stuff. So.
yeah, I forget.
So they should be able to submit it either like on the national website or the chapter can have an email, whatever set up. So
Awesome.
there anyone on there?
yeah, are there any questions for people live streaming?
I know Brent, bro.
Yeah.
Brent very well could have a question. I can't tell, like I can't read faces because they've been showing their face, so I don't know.
Don't be shy.
Any questions, y'all? Totally, again, fine if not, but
Also, feel free to like come up to us on campus.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll see
Come
us.
say hi.
Any questions? Let us know.
Yes.
So how likely is it?
for us, it's I don't really know how to put it into, at least for the sororities, it's a whole kind of like mathematical number type deal. It's kind of complicated to explain. I wouldn't worry about
Yeah,
that.
don't worry about that.
Truthfully, we can ask Marissa for here. It's a mutual selection process. Thank you, Marissa. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Just
I promise, don't you worry.
y'all worry about it.
And I have a question. Can you get invited back to all three, or can you invite like?
So it varies each night. So we'll talk more about this at the PNM orientation. We'll explain like literally everything. So I'll answer your question at orientation.
Yes,
No, y'all know.
we do.
Yeah, we're bored.
Nope, just sign up.
We're making sure
Yeah, just sign
everybody's
up.
informed.
We can give out as many bids as we want. So,
Yeah, it's a little different for guys
Again, different.
than girls, but we'll talk about it more.
Any last questions?
Hi, is there a question?
I don't know if Marissa's gonna like type that.
I'm sure Marissa can hear you asking.
There are, so y'all do have a PNM orientation, by the way.
Do we?
Yeah, y'all do.
Orientation for men and women's recruitment, so yes.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
So, Grace, I hope you can hear me. Marissa threw it in there. The I value questionnaire, it's through campus director. So that's for that. I know y'all are registered. Are y'all registered for recruitment? Okay,
Awesome.
perfect. So
Yes.
everything should be set up there. Anything else you want to know more
Thank
about?
Have there been past experiences of like people getting into grad school though because
Getting into grad school
Yeah.
because of
It shows that you were involved on campus.
yeah,
So any organization, but
definitely.
I mean, it depends on the university as well. Harvard, no, but I mean, they drop their charges. So
So I think I have my boyfriend, I'll just say my boyfriend was in Greek life here. He recently got into like this kind of, it's called Alpha Chapter, it's a whole thing, but they select 10 members across the nation. So for him, that is such a resume builder. It definitely looks good when applying for jobs. because of his involvement in Greek life as a whole, not just in his individual fraternity, but across Greek life, he did get into grad school and got a considerable scholarship because he's involved and he made the most of his fraternity experience. Also, he did not join as a first-year student, to throw that out there as well. So upperclassmen do go through the process, and it's just as beneficial. So, like, he learned a lot of leadership skills, like we've learned. Versus throwing stuff in the chat, I can hear, so y'all can read it. So you really, again, like, I've had a job because of it, so I think it looks really nice on your resume if you put the effort into it. Like, I can say, oh, I'm an XYZ organization, but did I do anything? Was I the chair of a committee? Did I volunteer? Like, you know?
Like executive positions
Yeah.
that you can have, which like really good. I mean, it's totally fine if you decide not to be on exec. Like, that definitely looks good for to build a resume and stuff.
And also, they're like small positions too, like, so you don't have to dedicate your entire life.
I would highly recommend it.
They'll work with you.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Definitely. There's
so many
bunch
people
of
sports.
Especially being our little PC community and bubble, like, we're all involved in so many other things. It's not a big deal at all.
I think it's like 40%, almost 40% of people on campus are involved in sports.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost like, I think probably close, like, at least every fraternity has like a couple people like involved in sports. I'm sure definitely sororities.
We do. We all have athletes. What sport do you play? Very cool. Nice. Very, very nice. So yeah, no, they definitely work with you and schedules and everything. And I know, I think all of us do. Like, we all try to work with schedules, but also, like, when planning like sisterhood or brotherhood events and stuff like that, like, we want as many members there as we can get. So they definitely take all that stuff into consideration when planning. So
if you like get into the sorority and you want to be involved and like be really, really involved to get on an executive place, like kind of like y'all are.
Yeah.
What are some steps you have to take in order to get there?
that's such a good question.
Yeah, that is a very good question. So each chapter is different, but there's different applications you apply for, and then there's like a process, an interview process, and so do you have?
I think it's really baby steps with it, if that makes sense. So, like, that first year, joining or being on a committee or helping with this service event or anything like that, and then it kind of builds up from there. I think all of our organizations have committees and everything. As for like getting on Panhellenic, it's a whole interview, like a nomination and interview process, but then it's decided by all three of our sororities. So all affiliated women chose to have us in these positions. So just making sure you're involved and you're participating. I'd say being active is probably the number one thing. Like, again, it's like going through recruitment, showing that, hey, like, I'm here, I want to be here, I want to make this chapter a better place. So
And even talking to that person that's in that position that you're like looking at, just talk to them, see what they like, what they don't like about it.
Yeah, that's same with guys. I know that you don't really care about that, but it's the same thing just because they have less chapters, so they're gonna have naturally just more members in there. Like with us, I mean, there's opportunities to jump in like right after, like pretty much second semester. Like I served on exec like second semester as a freshman, and I think George did as well. And there's just opportunities to grow in it, and I mean they really throw you in the ring with it. They trust you, and you definitely don't have to do it, but opportunity is definitely there for you to make a significant impact like pretty early on and throughout your time. So it's worked out for us.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I mean, I've been on exec all 4 years. I've really enjoyed it. That's why I continue to put my name in the hat. And then I got this position because I actually wanted to be the president of my own chapter, but I felt like this was kind of a better fit for me anyway. So, I mean, it's as much as you are willing to put into it that you'll get out of it. So the more social that you are, the more friends that you make. And I mean, for us, it's not necessarily a popularity contest, but the people that are willing to take charge more often are the people that you want to see in that role. So, and I'm sure it's similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the
definitely.
same for us.
I mean, there's no pressure to do it at all.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And you can
again,
not be involved in your chapter.
I think we suggest being involved, but that's
Yeah.
just because we all have been, and it's been so great.
exactly.
That is true. That is so
Exactly.
true.
Exactly.
That's like a motivation to stay more.
You would
Yeah,
think.
and it looks good on your resume.
You would
Like,
think.
And your parents would be proud of you.
Yeah.
We would all be proud of you also.
your parents.
Your parents, us, your friends,
Yeah, we've
whoever.
all served on exec for, I know I have for 3 years. So. And you have too.
No, Ben, any other questions?
Want to know anything else?
Don't be scared to stop us in public.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
talking.
thanks,
I don't know if
Brent.
y'all realize that by now, but
That's so sweet.
Great job to
Anyway,
everyone
thanks.
presenting and a good luck to everyone.
Good guy.
Brent is the president of one of the fraternities. He's old like us now. We're all seniors in the
Yeah,
same
He's
class.
a good
So
guy.
you'll see him around campus. I believe he's president of honor council, right?
yes, he is.
Yeah, he's on the
Yes.
council.
So if you're interested in honor council,
Yeah, join it.
Applying.
It's fun.
you'll see Brent, but that was very sweet. Well, if y'all are good, or if you have anything else you want to know more about, you can just ask us.
Or stay around if you want to ask a question that you
Or
want.
just
Yeah,
talk.
give me the link.
Yeah, chat. But if that's it, we're technically over. So,
Thank y'all.
of course,
Thank
thank
y'all